Climbing the hill, climbing the hill, climbing the hill. Pull, 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 pull. Got the birds encouraging me to pull, pull, climb, climb, climb. Imagine a pulley pulling you up the hill. Up, 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 up. Boom. Hey there, Jordan. Oh, 1,000 steps in 7 minutes. That's kind of quick. So for people that always ask how many steps, I just did 1,000 steps in 7 minutes. Okay, okay, all right. Figure that out. So what? That should be like what? 2,014 minutes, 4,028 minutes, 56 minutes, 8,000 steps. See, we get it in. We get it in. We move and we keep moving. The average adult should get about 8 to 10 steps per day, right? They've lowered that a little bit. They've lowered that a little bit. They've lowered that a little bit. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I hear my friend up the street barking at me. I'm like 2 houses down, 2 big houses down. And he hears me. He sees me already. Here he comes. Here he comes. My barking buddy. That's my barking buddy. I don't know where his dad is. His dad is usually sitting outside. Maybe he's on the side of the house. Look at him. Hey, barking buddy. Look at him. Bye. Bye. How are you? I hope you guys are having a magnificent Monday, a marvelous Monday, a move Monday. Move those feet, move those legs, all right? Move those arms. So here's the pecan tree. Here's one of the pecan trees. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of them are still on the tree. Just a few of them have You know, the green shell, the green coating. I see bunches of them still on the tree. I thought they would have fallen by now. But what is this, October? Not like usually. I forgot to look last week, but I thought like maybe late September. So this is early October. You know, sometimes they do what they want to do, right? These trees, they do what they want to do. Nut trees, fruit trees, they're seasonal, but they also can come a little early sometimes and be a little bit later sometimes. So again, it's the holidays, right? If you know of a pecan tree, however you say it, pecan, tomato. If you know of some trees, listen, go out there and pick up those pecans, okay? Pick them up and use them because they're very expensive. They are very expensive. If you go into the grocery store, like Walmart, Kroger, Publix, Food Lion, if you go into these grocery stores, Target, grocery department, nuts are expensive. Fruit is expensive. Hold on, guys. So we stop, but we what? We keep moving. We stop, but we keep moving. We stop, but we keep moving. Had to put on my fluorescent clothes today because it's dark outside, right? It's not completely dark, but it's first dark. And you guys know we walk over here day or night, right? Day or night. Day or night, night or bright. We walk, we walk, we walk. We move, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. As with everything that you do, a step at a time, a step at a time. And we move with a purpose. We move with a purpose. I encourage you guys to get up and move, right? I encourage each and every one of you to get up and move. Be your own motivation. Be your own motivation. And once you're motivated, I'm here to encourage you to keep moving. Keep moving. Keep putting one step. Keep going one step at a time, putting one foot in front of the other, okay? Okay, we got music. I hope we sing over the music, okay? We got to sing over that music. I felt like it today, y'all. You got to sing over the music. You got to talk over the music. Do something to lower that music, okay? Because YouTube, I do not own the rights of that music. I do not own the music, okay? The copyrights, the licenses, I do not own that. So when you hear music, when we're outside, walking, exercising, whatever it is that you're doing it outside, cars are actually like a part of nature, right? They aren't nature, but it's a part of it. It's a part of it. So you're going to hear the noise, you're going to hear the music. I do not own the rights or licenses to the music that you hear YouTube, right? And though I have licenses, certifications, and registrations, I am nobody's physician or primary health care provider. So anything that you see me do over here or you hear me say, you do so at your own risk. At your own risk. I do not professionally, medically, or clinically, right, advise, assess, diagnose, treat, evaluate, or prescribe. We just move over here. We encourage you to move because everybody knows that movement is key. Movement is good, right? And we practice M&Ms. And what are M&Ms over here? They're not chocolate-coated candies. They're moderation and modification. Moderation and modification. Even when you're doing things that are healthy and that are good for you, you have to take your fitness level into account, any issues that you have into account. So even when you're doing certain good things, certain good exercises, it's okay to do those in moderation. And moderation meaning if you can't do what's normally prescribed for the average person, you cut back. You cut down and cut back, right? Remember what I say? Modification and moderation. If you can't do a deep squat and pick it back up, you do a baby squat, right? Right? You can't do a squat without holding on to something, you modify. You hold on to something. So you modify by doing a baby squat. You modify by holding to a wall, holding onto a chair. And instead of doing 3 sets of 15, maybe you do 2 sets of 8. Okay? Moderation. So we practice M&Ms over here. Moderation and modification. Moderation and modification. This is Make Your Move Monday. Make Your Moves Monday. What was that? 7 minutes? So let's see, did we get to 2000? Yep. 2014. Okay? So, because a lot of times people ask me that, and most days I don't pay attention to that. Because what's important is that you move. Right? Right? What's important is that you move and you do more than you did the day before. Or you get to a point where you're okay with where you are right now. And as long as you do that every day, if that's good for you, for your fitness level, for the goals that you have, for the improvements you like to make, then you stick with that. But when you feel like you need a change or you find yourself stuck, you hit a plateau, you switch it up. You switch it up. You change it up. Over here, we move with a purpose. As long as God allows me, we'll move with a purpose. If you're going to move, make your move count. Make your moves count. Make them work. Right? Now, if you're a sedentary, meaning you don't really move that much at all besides just doing what you got to do, what you need to do, then a purpose can be walking like this. This could be your new purpose. Right? This could be a great purpose. If you move a little bit other than your general daily routine, but you would like to improve, do more now than you've been doing before, this can be your purpose, right? Pick up the pace a little bit. But if you're used to this, you're true to this, and you're not trying to prove anything, you just move. You move. You move like this, right? You walk, you walk, you walk. And you walk with purpose. You walk with a purpose. Sometimes you power walk. Pull those legs up and put them down. Pull them up and put them down. Pull them up, put them down. Pull them up, put them down. Pull them up and put them down. Pull them up and put them down. You power walk. Sometimes you do that for 3 minutes. You slow down for 2. Or whatever time frame you set. Whatever time frame you set. All right? Do what's good for you. You know you. Don't try to compete with other people that you can't compare with. Do what you know is good for you because you don't know other people. You only know what they show you. And some of you don't need to be doing what these people are showing you, okay? Okay? Don't do anything that's going to cause you any harm. Then what would be the purpose? You want to work your body, make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body, don't overexert your body. And if you can walk and talk without being overly winded, that is a great thing. But the main component is the walking, right? So sometimes you just need to be quiet and walk. Walk. Run those legs, run those legs, run those feet. Don't run that mouth. It sounds cute. Okay? It sounds cute as everybody is starting to see. But there are so many things, so many reasons that it's good to walk and talk. But if you cannot do it comfortably, the most important part is the walk, the movement. Move those legs, swivel those hips, move those arms, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Yeah, I am. I muted. Nobody heard you. Nobody's in here right now, but for later, nobody heard you. Y'all, for those who like to go to the gym, I know many people have home gyms. They create their own gym, right? And guess what? They still don't work out. Sometimes it just takes getting up and getting out. So if you're one of those people who you either A, don't have a home gym, or have a home gym but still prefer to go to the gym, or you do both, those specials are coming about. Those specials are coming about. Those gym specials are coming about. You know, we're getting into the holiday season. They know how people like to eat, right? And you got some people, they're going to eat healthy regardless. They're not going to, you know, overindulge during the holidays. They're going to eat healthy. They've been eating healthy. They're going to eat healthy. They may, you know, as usual, have that cheat day during the holiday, which may be the day of the holiday. But generally speaking, they're not going to fall off for a whole week or two because it's the holiday, right? They're going to continue to eat right. And that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Hey, Georgia girl, welcome in, welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So you have people, it's close to the holidays, right? So some people, listen, some people don't stop eating healthy. They continue to eat healthy through Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And that's a great thing. I have a cheat day during the week. Sometimes I'll take 2 cheat days, like the whole weekend. But a lot of times I'll eat right on Saturday too, right? So a lot of people are like that for the holidays. Just because it's the holidays, they don't use that as an opportunity to slack off. And if they do, they don't, you know, because most people celebrate Thanksgiving for the whole week. The kids are out of school. If you have grandkids, the grandkids are out of school. So, you know, you're cooking for the family. So you cheat. And that's okay, because for some people, that's the only time they cheat. They eat well throughout the year. And so they wait until the holidays and they kind of cheat. Then you have those of us who, we got a cheat day during the week. Sometimes 2. I don't recommend more than 2 cheat days out of the week, okay? Unless it's rarely if there's a special occasion. Like some people don't use the weekend for their cheat day. They may cheat on the Monday because it's so, you know, busy on Monday. And then they may cheat on Saturday or maybe even Friday, right? So it's okay to get an extra cheat day in there sometimes, but don't make a habit of it. Because if you're cheating 3 days, that's almost half the week, right? So is your cheat day half the week? Yes, Georgia girl, the holidays are coming. They are coming. So for those of you, oh, y'all look at fireflies are still out. I didn't know, y'all know those lightning bugs? Some people call them lightning bugs. Some people say fireflies. I just saw one. I didn't know that well, it's still warm outside though. It's still warm outside. So yes, the holidays are coming. Listen, and for those of you who eat healthy through the holidays, that's great. That's great. That is great. Sometimes I do that, but usually during the holidays, I just do like every other week. I use that, like Thanksgiving, that Thursday, Friday, those are my cheat days, right? And then that Saturday and Sunday, which I usually use as my cheat days, I just that's my time to kind of eat right that week. Because, you know, by Saturday, you're kind of tired of the Thanksgiving food if you did traditional anyway. So that's a good day to fast, okay? Consider fasting in the mornings and cool in the mornings and at night. And it's warm like in the middle of the day. Like right now, it feels like it's got to be still in the 70s. Because it's not cool at all right now, but later tonight, it's going to be cool, right? And it's going to be cool in the morning. Now, some people are turning their heat on. I haven't gotten that cool yet, but but it does feel good. It feels good. It feels good. That's something you go from using that AC to using that heater, okay? That electric bill doesn't get a break, does it? That electric bill does not get a break. Yes, yes, got to do it in moderation. Like I was telling them earlier, moderation and modification. It's not just when you're talking about food. Even when you're doing your exercises, there are some exercises, if according to your fitness level, if you, again, you can't do a deep squat and come back up, do a mini squat. Do a mini squat. Hold on to the wall, okay? Modify. And then if you can't do 10, do 5. That's moderation, right? So even though it's exercise and it's a good thing, sometimes you have to do that even in moderation. Just like you have to eat certain things in moderation, right? Listen, that caffeine, those soft drinks, people just don't realize. People who, we were talking about this the other day, I think Big O was in here. Soft drinks, they add 3 things that if you eliminate, you'll feel so much better. They add sugar, they add caffeine, and that carbonation. The sugar, the caffeine, and the carbonation. So if you can try and go cold turkey for a week, by the end of that week, during the week, you'll be missing it. But by the end of that week or the beginning of the next week, when you decide to have another drink, you're going to feel like, I don't think I really want this. Not everybody now, not everybody. Some people will. Some people will. Now, some people, they just got to have their soft drink, okay? But if you cut out sodas, you cut out. And listen, if you can't go cold turkey, if you know you drink them every day, just cut down. Go from drinking every time you eat. Some people, every time they have a meal, Georgia Girl says, yep, no sodas for me. See, no sodas. And sometimes it's hard for people who have become accustomed to them. But if you know you drink them, sometimes you ask a person, how many soft drinks do you drink in a week? And they're like, I don't know, I drink them 2 or 3 times a day. Like some people drink them every time they eat. Even if they drink water, they'll tell you, I drink water, but I drink them 2 or 3 times a day. Okay, a good way to do it, if you're drinking a whole soft drink or like an 8-ounce cup, when you eat and you can't go cold turkey, just cut back, drink half a cup, right? And then when you get down to half a cup every time you eat, start drinking like, instead of, if you eat 3 times a day, or if you eat 2 times a day, the next day or the next couple of days, try 1 cup. Get 1 20-ounce bottle and pour out of it. And when you eat again, pour out of that same bottle. Because there's like 3 cups in a 24. Do they still sell the 24 ounces? I know they sell like 20 ounce. That's 2.5 cups. So, get about 4 ounces out of that every time you eat, right? Don't drink as much when you eat. And you go from drinking maybe a whole 20 ounce every 2 or 3 times a day to drinking 1 20-ounce. So there are ways to kind of modify, right? Modify and start to do it in moderation. Modify, meaning change it up. And then moderation, meaning cutting back. Okay? Being mindful and being aware. You've got to be mindful in order to do moderation, right? If you forget about it, you're not mindful of it. So remember to be mindful so that you can practice modification and moderation. See the 3 M's. Y'all know I like to just mix stuff up over here. Like, right? Moderation and modification, I call that my M&Ms. So the 3 M's are to be mindful so that you modify and practice moderation, right? Be mindful so that you modify and you practice moderation. So yes, the holidays are coming. Go to your local farmer's market. Remember about that last week? The grocery store is high. It's expensive. And most farmers market, like in the areas I know and in areas that I may not live in, but my family and friends do, we were talking this weekend about the farmers market. The prices of the farmers at the farmers market have gone up. Well, that's because a lot of the things are hard for them to get or harder for them to get, right? And sometimes it's just like that. Every time your crop may not always be the way you want it to be, okay? It may not always be a good crop. so you don't have as much. And plus, things are just more expensive. The things that they use to farm, to do when they're harvesting, the things that they use, they've gone up. So just like with the grocery stores, your local farmers market, the people there probably have gone up. But still, try to support them because they're local, right? They're local. Yes, the groceries are high. Yes, be mindful of moderation and modification. In order to moderate and to modify, you have to be mindful. You have to stick with it. Stick with the plan. Create a plan. Doesn't have to be an extensive plan. Doesn't have to be a big old elegant plan. Just say, let me be more mindful of what I'm going to drink this week. I'm going to try to cut back on the soft drinks. And if you're a person who just like juices, juices have a lot of sugar. All right? So you don't have to cut them out, but be mindful of the fact that juice has a lot of sugar. So you can modify and moderate on that as well. Right? I know a lot of times people may think like Kool-Aid is not something good to drink. But if you get the canister of Kool-Aid, well, first of all, if you get the pack, you know, some people may not want that because they thinking that powder, you know, is genetically modified, you know. But just like everything we buy, even when it's healthy, it's going to have some type of modification to it, some type of additive or something, you know, unless you're going straight from the garden or unless you're drinking water, okay? So you have to trust the sources as well. You have to trust the sources. So Kool-Aid, whether you get the little pack and make your own, don't add too much sugar. And that way you can keep up with your sugar count, your carb count as far as your sugars, right? That's an easy way to keep up with how much added sugar you have in a day, right? And then if you get those canisters, you're not going to add sugar anyway because they already have sugar, right? You just put it in the water. So you look at the canister and you read it, you see how much sugar is in it. And you will be amazed to see that even the Kool-Aid canisters, the Country Time lemonade and all that, it has a lot less sugar than some of the healthy bottle juices on the shelves. Like you might get Ocean Spray and it might have 45 grams of sugar for a cup. Well, if you make a cup of Kool-Aid, it may have 15 grams, but you don't have to make the whole cup. So just be mindful. Be mindful. Okay? Be mindful. So when you're mindful, it makes it easier for you to practice moderation and modification. And you go from drinking again. If you drink, like some people really don't drink a whole bottle drink every time they eat, but they may grab one and they drink the bulk of it, most of it. Start to be more mindful. Take one drink out for the day. And you know you're going to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or if you just eat twice and you eat lunch and dinner, don't drink that drink and then grab another one. Use that bottle and pour out of it. Use that can and pour out of it. And then save the rest for your next meal. So that way you go from eating and having 2 or 3 cans or bottles per day to having one. Georgia Girl says, oh, your groceries high. And yes, you're right. Yeah, Georgia Girl, a lot of times if we just slow down, or you don't have to slow down, just stop for a second. You know, you already have it in your mind that you want to eat better. So when you see that you grab that, whatever you grab, like for you, good, it's good that you don't even drink them anymore, so you don't have to worry about it. So whatever it is, though, whether it's a soft drink, whether it's cookies, cake, you know, I see so many people complaining about their waistline, but every time you look at a video or a short, they're eating junk. Like, they're eating junk or they're baking junk. And I'm like, for one, as you get older, for some people, it's harder to lose weight. For some people, it's hard to gain weight. So if you're a person and it's hard for you to lose weight, as you get older, it's going to be harder. Okay? So if you're saying that that's what you want to do, but you're drinking drinks that are filled with sugar, and you're eating cakes, baking cookies, baking cakes 3 or 4 times a week, that's like an oxymoron. That's like an oxymoron. Hey, Betty. Welcome in, Retirement Days. Thank you, Georgia Girl. Georgia Girl. See, I didn't even catch it. Georgia Girl says, welcome, everyone, because I didn't see Betty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. So, and again, it is the holidays. And so we do, everybody deserves that time to splurge, okay? So if you want to eat junk all week, the week of Thanksgiving, do it, right? But just be mindful that you want to get back on track. See, sometimes it's hard for people to get back on track. But then there are times some people, they get back on track easy. Because like Georgia Girl, Betty, Retirement Days, Comfort Foods and more, you guys check both of them out, okay? Georgia Girl, Every Woman, Wellness, okay? Check them out. But y'all know, it's like you say, it's the holidays. Some people will eat healthy all the way through the holidays, no problem, because they've gotten used to that. And some people will stop the week of or so because you're cooking. And if you have family coming into town or if you're visiting, you kind of want to enjoy yourself, right? There's nothing wrong with splurging sometimes. There's nothing wrong with doing that. So do that for a week, all right? Then Christmas comes around and New Year's, they're back to back. Christmas is 1 week, New Year's is exactly a week later. That's okay. Guess what? That's what I'm talking about. That's why all the gyms, Planet Fitness, Crunch Fitness, and all those places, that's why they have those discounts then. Because they know we splurge. They know we splurge. Yes, Georgia Girl, it is so easy to get off track. It is. That's why I applaud the people who, I talk to people every day. I work with people every day. They have made the commitment and made it up in their minds that, even the holidays, I'm eating healthy. And if they do decide to kind of like splurge and enjoy, they monitor the amount. A lot of times it's the amount that's the problem. Even when you're not eating the healthiest, sometimes it's the amount of food that you eat. You at the house, you at the family dinner, everybody got the scooping up dressing. Some people call it stuffing. Dressing and stuffing, they're different, okay? They're different. Let me tell you, they're different. I've lived in the North and the South, traveled to both often. They're different, okay? Most of the people up North say stuffing, kind of mid-South, maybe Virginia-ish, DC, they may say stuffing / dressing, but people down South, they want some dressing, okay? They want some buttermilk cornbread dressing, all right? That's what we want. So I got half of my family up North, half of them in the South, half of them on the East Coast, half of them on the West Coast. The ones on the East Coast that are like slap middle East Coast, like I say, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, they're kind of Southern. They kind of mix it up a little bit. On the West Coast, they kind of eat more of the stuffing kind of thing, but they can mix it up a little bit. But my family, even in California, they want dressing. They don't want no stuffing, okay? And those on the East Coast, they want dressing. They don't want no stuffing. Down South, the only members of my family down South that want stuffing are the ones who were born and raised up North. Okay? Look at Georgia Girl laughing. Let me tell you, you can buy a box of a box of stuffing real quick. I forgot the name of it, but they've been making it for years. Now, if you're in a crunch, then grab you a box of stuffing. What is it? Stovetop stuffing? I think that's what they call it. Stovetop stuffing. Stovetop stuffing. See, sometimes people, they're in a crunch, they'll get that. But I want some dressing. I want some dressing. So what did I say? It was 2,000 steps. They always ask me about my steps. I did 2,000 steps in 7 minutes. So in 14 minutes, it should have been 4,000, right? So double that, 28 minutes, should have been 8,000. We hit the mark. We're a little over that. It's been more than 28 minutes, but we're a little bit over that. It just depends on how fast you walk. So that's why I don't really pay a lot of attention to the number of steps. I pay attention to the fact that I'm moving. And don't you guys get so caught up in, now unless you have a certain goal as far as weight loss, and depending on your goal, don't get so caught up in the steps. And even when you have a weight loss goal, initially, don't get so caught up in the steps. Unless you are good with separating things. Some people get caught up in steps thinking that they've achieved more than somebody else. or that they're impressing somebody by saying, oh, I got 30,000 steps in, or I got this many steps in. Focus on your goals. Focus on your goals. Okay? Focus on your goals. If you're moving more exercising for cardio, fitness, right? You want to move a little bit faster. If you're trying to lose weight, you can have a slow to moderate pace. A slow to moderate pace, right? If it's to clear your mind, you can walk however you want to walk. Because exercise is about what? Your heart, your mind, your body, and your soul. So it's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's spiritual. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Okay? Don't let somebody else's goals dictate your goals. Whatever your goals are, whether they're to lose weight, whether they're to be more fit, whether it's to have a mental release, to relieve stress, don't let somebody else's goals be your goals when you're exercising. Because at that point, who are you really doing it for? Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it to impress? Or are you doing it to compete? You cannot compete where you don't compare. Compete with you. You need to compete with you, right? Compete with who you were yesterday. Compete with who you were earlier today. If you know you didn't eat right today, if you know you didn't exercise today, get up this evening, get up this night and just dance. Dance in place for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Remember, walking is not the only cardiovascular aerobic activity that you can do. You can walk, you can jog. We jogged a little bit, remember? You can skip, you can hop, you can run. I won't run. Y'all know I don't run while I'm on live because I don't want to tear my phone up. You can go swimming. Swimming is a great exercise. The water, the weight of the water will help you with your stiffness, okay? With those cracky, popping joints, with those who may have arthritis or other issues. Just stiffness. It may not even be arthritis. Maybe you're just stiff. You don't move a lot. You're not very mobile. You do what you need to do, and then you just kind of chill out the rest of the day. You want to become more active, more flexible, more fit? You can get into some water. Go play tennis. All right? All right? Go join your local gym. Because a lot of people, like I say, they will fill their home with gym equipment, but they don't use it. They have to be pushed to use it. Sometimes the fact that you know you're paying may make you use it. And on the flip side of that, I know people who pay and they still don't use it. All right? So be mindful. Be mindful. Find one of those gyms that'll let you pay by the day. Okay? Georgia Girl says, it's going to be challenging this year for me, but if I eat anything, it will be with moderation. Yes, definitely no pork or fried food. My hubby can have those chips. Georgia Girl. Georgia Girl. I know, right? Be safe out there. Thank you, Georgia Girl. I am. I got my light on my hat. And I got my what I tell Lawrence and Robert. I told Lawrence, Robert, and Big O, I got on my highlighter clothes. I got on my fluorescent clothes. I got on my fluorescent clothes. I got on my cap with my light on. And who was it? Robert told me to get a vest. So since I didn't get a vest, I always try to make sure I have on like hot pink, hot yellow, and things like that. And I carry my flashlight. Okay, I got you. I'm about to get out of here, Georgia Girl. Thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate you for coming into the live. We've been on for 44 minutes. I tried it to like 30 to 45 minutes, so this is good timing. A good time for me to go ahead and get off here. And again, you guys, it's the holiday season. I know a lot of us, if the weather bothers you, try your best to stay in. Georgia Girl talked about that a little bit today. If the weather bothers you, try your best to stay in. And if you have to get out and stay warm. Wrap up, get your earmuffs, get your gloves, get your scarves, okay? Get your leg warmers. Leg warmers, I still see people wearing leg warmers, okay? They kind of went away for a little bit, but people are back into those leg warmers. So get you some leg warmers, okay? Get you some gloves, mittens, whatever you want to use. Get you some earmuffs, get you a cap, those nice cute little caps and hats that you can wear, and stay warm. Stay as warm as you possibly can. Yes, light color clothes, exactly, so that they can see you, so people can see you. So people can see you, and try your best to stay. Like right now, I'm walking in the street because I walk here all the time. But I know how to get up on the sidewalk. I know how to get up on the grass. So especially when you're on the phone, sometimes you get a little bit distracted, pay attention. Remember, keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention. And again, guys, if you need to change up some things to get you motivated, do that. Do that. Go to the gym. If you don't want to get the membership because it's so expensive, get the membership. Go to a gym that'll allow you to pay by the day or by the week. And again, this is the time of the year where they know people are going to splurge. People are going to eat like crazy. So even though you may not pick up you might pick up 5, maybe 10 pounds. I don't know. You might not really feel like you need to join the gym, but it is a good opportunity. It is a good time to do so around the holiday season. Let's see, Georgia Girl says, when it's cold, I be somewhere trying to stay warm. I know that's right, Georgia Girl, shoot. Trying to stay warm, trying to eat some soup, some chili. Listen, it's that time of the year. I'm about to make some taco chili. Okay? Taco soup. Eat you some broth, chicken noodle soup, some beef stew, all kinds of stuff. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. All kinds of stuff. Soup, beef soup, chicken soup. When some people, after they get done with their turkey for Thanksgiving, if they have some left, listen, you can freeze that turkey and later on make you some turkey soup. Okay? Make you some turkey soup. All right? Cabbage soup. Okay? Chili. Taco soup. All kinds of stuff to just stay warm. And always keep you some broth on hand. Some broth. Good old broth. Yes, it is definitely soup time. Make sure, for those who like crackers with your soup, make sure you have your crackers on deck. Listen, check the grocery stores out for those sales. Y'all, use coupons. Use coupons. I know you might feel like you're not getting a discount, but hey, they're going to take the prices up anyway. So you may feel like when you use a coupon, okay, I use a coupon, but I feel like I'm paying regular price. Well, still, if crackers were $3 a box, right? Now they're $5 a box. Well, if you got a coupon, at least it knocks off $1. You're still paying more, but at least you don't have to pay $5. It is so frustrating when they jack prices up and you use your coupons, and your coupons don't even save you the money that they used to save you. Now, there have been times that happens, but then prices will go back to kind of what we feel is right, or that's steady. But when they take things up $2 and then they give you $1 coupon, that is so annoying. It's so annoying. But at least you still save $1, because if you want that item, you're going to have to pay $5 where you used to pay $3. So at least the coupon makes it so that you don't have to pay quite as much, right? So you guys remember those R words. This is Monday. I hope at some point during this day you got some rest and relaxation. Okay, each and every day. And I know you get busy during the week. So if you don't, and you only can get it on the weekend, get it on the weekend. But I wish you all will get you some rest, relaxation, reset, restore, repour, replenish, refill your cups. Remember who you are, who you want to be, all right, and who you would like to be. Okay, remember where you came from. Remember where you want to go. If you've set goals and you want to go in certain places, remember those places. Remove some things, some people sometimes, some places, some situations, all right, from your personal space. Sometimes you got to remove yourself from certain people, certain places, certain situations, all right? Those R words are wonderful, okay? The R words are wonderful. Replenish, reset, restore, remind yourself of who you are. Reevaluate, do some self-evaluation, some re-evaluation, okay? Recommit, rededicate, okay? Again, replenish, repour, refill. If your cup was full and now it's half empty, do you see it as half empty or half full? Whichever one you see, there's half that's not there, right? Repour, replenish, restore, all right? Reinnovate, rejuvenate, okay? And remember that 4-letter word, SELF. Self-love, self-motivation, self-dedication, self-esteem, self-respect, self-control. Sometimes we gotta have some self-control, but sometimes people will take you there, okay? So you gotta have some self-control when you're eating. You just have to have self-control in a lot of situations. Selfish, it's okay to be selfish. You've got to be selfish sometimes. You got to take care of you. Put God first and family Then we put family, right? We put God first, and then we put family. But sometimes you got to put yourself first, just long enough to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, okay? So that you can continue to take care of your family and friends, all right? Thank you again, George Girl, for coming into the chat. Thank you, Betty. Retirement Days, Comfort Foods, and more. That Jay Jordan was in here early. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. All of you are moderators. All of you have channels. If you happen to catch this replay, please catch each and every person that I just named. Georgia Girl, Every Woman Wellness, Retirement Days, Comfort Foods, and more, and the Jay Jordan. All right? They're all about health, fitness, cooking, good vibes, positivity, and good people. All right? Y'all remember the M&Ms? Remember, over here, for me, exercising is like eating a meal. All right? My warm-up is my what? My appetizer. My workout is my entree. And my cool down is my dessert. And sometimes I come on here and I get a second dessert with y'all. And I do another cool down. I walk for about 30 minutes to an hour, but I still call it a cool down. You know, a cool down should only last like 5 minutes. But I call that my cool down. Okay? Remember the word radar. You want to stretch before and stretch after. The word radar starts with an R. It ends with an R, right? So when you're getting ready to work out, you want to stretch. Think R. You want to warm up, think A. You want to work out your exercise workout routine, D. You want to cool down, A. And you want to what? You want to end with stretching again. Stretching. Start with stretching, end with stretching. Start with stretching, end with stretching. And if at any time during your workout you get stiff, okay, the Charlie horse, things start to tighten up, guess what? You can stretch again. Stretch in the middle, all right? Stretch in the middle. So I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lounge Pride. Be safe, be blessed. Hope you continue to have a marvelous Monday. Don't let people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out. And again, if you find yourself in a misery lounge or any place, remove yourself from that place. Or remove those people. Tell them to go. If they come into your personal space, tell them to go. It's okay to remove them from your place. Okay? All right? Remove them from your personal space. And if you have to move, then move. Good night, Georgia Girl. Thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed your live today. Hopefully, I'll be able to catch you live tomorrow if you go live while I'm at work. If I don't catch it live, I will definitely catch the replay. I like to let people still run because you know we have to keep these hours going. We got to keep these hours going. So I will let people run when I miss the live. Or if I'm in the live and I'm in and out, I listen and I cook. I do whatever because we got to help each other out, right? So y'all, peace, positivity, and prosperity. Because without peace, there is chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live, roam, play around together, if you get caught up in it, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. All right? I want to prosper. I want each and every one of you guys to prosper. We all want to prosper. And on that note, I will see you guys, hopefully, if it's the Lord's will, tomorrow on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lions Pride original. Bye, y'all.